we have an update. The market bounced back after it was released in the news that Donald Trump may consider a 90-day pause. And then we were watching it bounce back, and then all of a sudden it dropped back down again, and it, I don't know, lost maybe 200 points again.
Yeah,
and not sure what happened until we checked the news.
It seems like all these media organizations reported an interpretation from some social media user of an interview in which the interview was like...
Wait, I just want to track that back down. Okay. Have an interview with Trump?
No.
Okay.
That's a good question. The interview was with a Trump official.
The Trump official, unnamed Trump official, or Trump official?
Yeah. Who is?
So we have Trump, and then we have the Trump official, and then it's somebody on social media doing an analysis of what that Trump official said.
Yeah.
Right.
So
the media picks up on that, so they're quoting
National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett.
Yeah, okay.
And basically all he said was like, look, I think he was asked by Brian Kilmeade, would Trump consider a 90-day pause? And Hassett said, I think the president's going to decide what the president is going to decide.
Well, that means, yes, he's going to consider a 90-day.
It's incredible.
That's where that story, we just gave it to you like 4 minutes ago. We go off the air and go into the commercial break, and then it's all reversed and the stock market goes down. I think we should probably slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and again,
this is no way to run.
The only reason
run a life
we even brought it up is to discuss why the market moved, and it was why the market moved. So it's an appropriate explanation, I think. But now the White House
is breaking. White House now just says 90-day pause is fake news.
Is fake news. So it's not. There's no pause, and so now the market's down again.
That is crazy.
I will say this, Glenn, and I don't know what you think about this as far as politics go. Again, taking out of where we end up on all of this, we've had really bad economic times before, right? COVID, the housing crisis in 2008, the bursting of the bubble of the internet back in 2000, and you go back to 87, right? That market crash, all those things. All of those, though, came from what seemed like an outside event. Right, like to the American people,
yes,
seemed like you had talked about the housing policies and what led to the housing crisis for years before that, and warned about it for years. So there were policies that were directly associated with that, but that's not how the American people took that. It felt like it was like, oh gosh, the housing market just crashed, right? COVID just happened. This one, I think, to the American people, right or wrong, is going to feel like tariffs caused this.
Okay.
And I'm worried about how they interpret that.
Let me help you out on that. That's because people did not interpret the stock market and what's going on in our economy is bogus.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
I think you're right.
It's all this bogus money that the Fed keeps printing and putting into the system with 0% interest rates. It's all funny money. The stock market is no longer tied to anything real. And everybody just bypassed that and went, wow, things are really good. Things are really good. No. It was all bogus. All of that is bogus. I had horrible pain in my hands. I had a hard time moving them. I could barely work with them. I couldn't write or type or anything. I tried everything. Then I found Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free supplement developed by doctors, and it's safe to take daily. It made a real impact for me and so many others. Try their 3-week quick start now, $19.95 at relieffactor.com.
I think they sensed the weakness, though, during Biden, right? Like the market went up at times with Biden,
yes,
but they sensed the weakness. They sensed it in other parts of the economy.
Correct.
I think the optimism for Trump's policies launched into another stratosphere.
But that is our McDonald's attitude. That is I'd like some tariffs and Diet Coke. I mean, no, it's not a drive-through. You're not going to get it by the time you get up to the window.
But I think that's the point I'm bringing up, which is I think that's how a lot of people consume things.
Correct.
And I don't think that's going to change.
Look at what just happened. Stock market. The stock market. People who are supposedly, educated, they turn that thing on a dime.
But that's people who are really engaged, right? And they're overreacting to news that they're seeing. The average person is not even following this on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
All they're seeing is they're seeing that general downturn. And if that continues with them, I wonder if this is going to be seen, if this turns into a recession, which it's not yet, if it turns into a long-term negative consequences, it could be seen as essentially Trump's fault, which means that the entire movement has problems. As opposed to like COVID, what people saw was, okay, China released this virus, or it started in China, it took over everything.
No, they blamed it on Trump because the media did.
I don't think he took. I mean, I think he won in 2024. Because of what people remembered from his economy in 2019.
Yes.
Right?
But
They
when it
looked
comes
at 2020 as some outside thing he couldn't do anything about.
Why did he lose then?
Well,
the economy was doing really, really well. Why did he lose? They blamed him on
some stuff, yeah.
For COVID, shutting us down, blah, blah, blah. The stuff that he did that made sense at the very beginning.
Yeah. I remember that being more broad an argument than it wasn't. No one thought it was Trump's fault that the economy crashed because of COVID. You can blame him and say, hey, I don't think he should have locked down. I don't think, again, he didn't really do that.
Democrats ran on that. Look at what he's done to the economy.
Right.
Well, and they won.
They did win.
Yeah.
They did win.
So I think it's just, I think that's just the ill-informed again. And that's, let me give you the survey.
Yeah.
Sure. You ready for the survey?
Yeah. Give it to me. Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Out of 50 men, if you ask them in a 100-meter sprint, can you beat a horse? How many say yes?
How many say yes they can beat a horse?
A horse.
Is it a specific horse? Could it be a horse that's dead?
Nope. Just
a horse.
Just
generally.
A regular horse.
So we assume a normal horse running on a normal speed, not necessarily a racehorse.
No,
just a normal horse.
I can outrun a horse.
The correct answer to this would be zero.
Zero, right? Zero should
That's
be.
That's what it should be
because a racehorse can run 40 miles an hour. Don't know if you know this. You can't. Okay, Usain Bolt, he's the fastest in a sprint.
Yeah,
27 miles an hour.
Right.
Okay, horse a little faster. Okay, so. Only 2% out of 50. Okay, so not
that's actually not that bad. 2% will say anything.
That's the one they say is number 15 on the big charts of animals I could beat. Okay, number 15. Then you get to a zebra. Okay, I'm going to just pass that off on maybe you don't think zebras actually exist. We have none here.
It is strange.
Deer. I could outrun a deer, a fox. An ostrich. Okay, number 10. I can outrun a cheetah.
A cheetah would be the one I would think would be the lowest number.
Would be the lowest number.
Because they're the fastest animal.
Yeah.
Right?
A kangaroo. A mongoose. I don't even know what a mongoose is, so I'm going to give that one a pass. Ready for this one? I can outrun a swarm of bees.
No, you can't. Not for a long time.
No, I don't. I don't think you can. I don't think. Have you ever seen that?
They move
Why
fast.
wouldn't people just run if the bees?
Yes.
When you're being swarmed, just run. They can't keep up with you. You can't outrun bees.
No.
I can outrun a house cat.
No, people have seen cats before. They're fast.
I can outrun a goat. I can outrun a rabbit.
A goat. Okay, how fast are goats?
I don't have that stat. I don't have that
because I don't. All these other ones seem completely absurd. When I see I'm thinking of a goat. They're kind of like climbing the side of a mountain. They don't look that fast. They probably take them.
So would you say yes? I could outrun a goat.
We're getting close to my area here.
Really? Okay.
I don't know.
A goat, a rabbit.
No, rabbits are incredibly fast.
Okay.
No.
A hippopotamus.
A hippo. I again.
Oh my gosh.
I've never raced a hippo myself, but a hippo doesn't seem like a fast animal. They're moving pretty slow.
Is it the hippopotamus or the rhinoceros? One of those is the most deadly animal alive.
Really?
Oh, they're fast and they'll stomp you to death.
I thought it was mosquitoes.
No. What?
Right? Mosquitoes, the most deadly animal.
Of course not. I can outrun a mosquito. Number 2.
Why don't we just tell that to the African nations? Just be like, guys, tell your people to outrun the mosquito.
Why don't you run? Number 2, I can outrun an elephant.
Yeah, see, like an elephant doesn't look like it moves quickly, but the strides are large. You have to factor that in.
I don't have to factor that in. I just know I can't outrun an elephant. They're fast animals.
Yeah, but
they're an animal. They're a giant animal.
So are we. We're all animals.
Right. Yeah, not fast.
I'm not saying I would say that I could outrun an elephant, but I can understand why someone might say that.
Why do you think we invented the gun? Why do you think men invented the gun? We couldn't outrun any of these animals.
That's a good point.
Okay, that's the only reason why we're at the top of the food chain is because we're like, oh, really? Take that, elephant. I can outrun an elephant. Yes, if I have a rifle. I will do that.
Because then it'll be dead and you can walk it away from it.
Okay. So we have a pretty healthy view of ourselves. 10% say that they have 28% say they have actually been out in the wilds someplace and clocked an animal and thought to themselves, I can outrun that. A tenth of them have actually tried to do that. I don't know, got out of their car and was like, come on, horse, bring it on. And 11%. Now, out of those showdowns, mainly with dogs, 61% have tried to, race their dog. 26% have tried to race their cat.
How would you even do such a thing?
19% have tried to race a goat. Okay. Mm-hmm. But 60%, only 60% say, yeah, I couldn't run. 26% considered themselves winners, and here's my favorite. 14% said it was a draw. It was a draw. I mean, I think I talked to the goat afterwards, and I'm like, you agree, right? I mean, we finished, basically we're at the same place, right? And you have 4 legs, so, you might have run double the distance, but you have double the legs. So we're a draw, right? Oh, my gosh. I think we're in trouble. 18% say they would back themselves to beat somebody in an arm wrestling match. Only 11% of women. Why? Wait, why would only 11% of women? Women are no different than men. Wait, why? Hold on just a second. Oh, it's ego, probably. Mm-hmm. It's mansplaining. That 26% of men say I can beat anybody in a wrestling match, and only 11% of women. It's probably because of what men have said to women, that you're not strong enough to beat a big, strong guy, right? Because we all know that could happen. 72% of all respondents admitted men are more likely to believe that they could beat an animal than women. My favorite is, sure, I can outrun a horse. I can outrun a cheetah. But some people, 1 in 50, believe they can outswim a dolphin.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Don't know if you know this. They're in the water. That's their domain, Now, I could outrun a dolphin. You put one on the beach, I'll beat him every single time. Outswim him? I don't know. I don't think. You should probably, you get a nap in. Let's readdress this maybe tomorrow.